Assalamualaikum and greetings to Dr. Abin Tajri. My name is Datu Izzuan Amir bin Datu Abdul Jalil, together with my team members.
My name is Hafiz bin Amir.
My name is Muhammad Fizuddin bin Jadaradam.
My name is Nur Ashra Nadia binti Muhammad Yusuf.
My name is Muhammad Amirul Fazli bin Abdul Mus.
Today, we are going to present about ISIS.
ISIS stands for the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Basically, ISIS' objective is to establish a caliphate and exert religious authority over all Muslims. ISIS is an organized organization. It has its own leaders. For instance, one of the prominent leaders of ISIS is Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Not only that, it can be seen where they have 8,000 and 16,000 members of the group in Syria and Iraq. They also send agents outside to carry out assaults, and it urged followers everywhere to carry out operations in their own nations with easily obtained weaponry. In this report, we attempt to explain the issue of ISIS, its consequences, and recommendations towards addressing the issue.
Let us start with the issue. The first issue of ISIS is terrorism. Terrorism can be understood as the use of violent action in order to achieve political aims or to force a government to act according. Therefore, ISIS is known for their terrorism activities. In fact, ISIS has been categorized by the Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) as an international terrorism. They have carried out many terrorism acts in Iraq and Syria, as well as all over the world. Paris attack in 2015 is one of the famous events done by ISIS outside of Iraq and Syria, where it killed 130 people. Another example is bombing at Brussels Airport in Belgium, Berlin attack in 2016, Manchester attack in May 2017, and many more. As a resulted various terrorism activities made by ISIS, it resulted in fear among the people.
The second issue is human rights violation. As mentioned by the past presenter, ISIS has done terrorism act. While they are doing it, they actually have violated human rights. This can be seen through their action, which can be concluded as denying right to life, security and freedom from torture, or cruel and inhuman treatment, where this clearly against the fundamental of human right, where human beings is entitled to have affordable access to the necessity of life. In other words, their actions are based on four factors: rational act, intentional violence to instill fear, attacks on random, often targeting innocent people, and a desire to convey a message to influence their audience. Not only that, several inhuman actions can be seen when ISIS forced marriage against Yazidi women and girls from 2014 to 2017, whereas in 2014, ISIS targeted Yazidis in northern Iraq, committing atrocities including mass killing, forced conversions, and sexual slavery.
The third issue that we could discuss more here in regards with the ISIS is their global recruitment. The survival of terrorist organizations relies on their ability to maintain the ongoing members' recruitment. ISIS' insignificant rapid rise due to their adaptability and flexibility were the reasons on how they could successfully recruit followers all over the world. The recruitment methods that they use have continuously evolved and adapted. To expand its ideology and reach more people, they are modernizing their method of recruiting. There are three pillars of ISIS recruitment system, which is recruitment of followers at an early age, exploitations of social networks, and radicalizations in prisons. Even until today, ISIS is still recruiting people globally, and this recruitment system has been widening with the existence of current technological advancements such as media social, targeting most of the teenagers and women.
The fourth issue is destruction of cultural heritage. As stated by UNESCO 2009, cultural heritage is defined as artifact, group of buildings with historical value, encompassing both tangible and intangible heritage, forming the culture cultural domains. ISIS has been destroying cultural heritage in Iraq and Syria. For instance, the destruction of stone carving and Assyrian artifact in the Mosul Museum of History in Iraq. At the same time, ISIS have destroyed numerous ancient sites in Iraq and Syria, including a 2,000-year-old temple in the historic ruin of Palmyra, Syria sculpture in the Mosul Museum, the destruction of Jonah tomb inside a Sunni mosque, also known as the Mosque of the Prophet in Mosul, and the site of the ancient city of Hatra.
Furthermore, we move to the consequences of ISIS. The first one is regional instability. Regional instability refers to a situation in a region that lacks order and security. At the same time, the region is filled with non-stop conflicts such as war, crime, social unrest, and most associated with violence. ISIS has led to regional instability resulting from their non-stop attacks in the Middle East region, where from 2014 until 2016, it is estimated that ISIS launched 51 major attacks. This involved a lot of countries such as Egypt, Yemen, Libya, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and many more. Apart from that, there are many events recorded by ISIS in the world such as Kuala Lumpur, Paris, Tunisia, and many more. The second consequence is the refugee crisis. Due to the violence used by ISIS, it has affected the victims in many ways, such as losing their home, food, and happiness. The victims flee to the neighboring countries to seek a better life and protection because in their origin country, they lack basic needs like what happened in Mosul, Iraq. Thus, Lebanon, Turkey, and the Gulf are among the top destinations for refugees. For instance, Turkey is home to 4 million refugees, where 3.6 million are Syrians, according to the World Bank. As we are talking about the refugee crisis, we cannot ditch a refugee camp. As many victims of ISIS terror were losing their homes, they had to live in refugee camps where there are a few issues such as increasing crime there and local dissatisfactions towards refugees. The third consequence of ISIS is to society. Islam has been affected the most from ISIS action. People have negative perceptions towards Islam, which led to Islamophobia. What is Islamophobia? Islamophobia can be defined as a fear, prejudice, and hatred of Muslims or non-Muslims individuals that leads to provocation, hostility, and intolerance by means of violation of Muslim and non-Muslims through social media and real life. Post-Paris attack 2015 showed prejudice towards Islam was rising, where 115 Muslim communities were attacked 7 days after the tragedy. This does not include attacks in social media. For instance, according to the study by Professor Imran Awan and Dr. Irin Zem, lecturer from the Birmingham University and Nottingham Trent University respectively, it is reported that there was an increase of anti-Muslim hate crimes after attacks which are associated with ISIS, such as Tunisia attack, which caused by ISIS, where messages displaying hateful remarks directed towards Muslims have been circulated on social media platforms.
We would like to suggest 3 recommendations towards the issue. Firstly is by addressing the socio-economic issue. This can be done by investing community development. Employment creation and education are all part of addressing the socio-economic problems. In order to lessen the situations that lead people to become susceptible and extremist ideas, for instance, vocational training programs as measures of counterbalance to radicals' beliefs, giving the community stability and a sense of direction.
Due to the rapid technological advancement, the world is facing new cyber threats, and the terrorist group making use of these threats as their weapon to gain information and recruit members. Therefore, cybersecurity measure is a need for a country to stop the spread of ISIS ideology. To counter these cybersecurity issues, a country could join a cybersecurity program such as UN Cybersecurity and New Technologies Program, which aims to increase the capacities of member states and private organizations to prevent any cyber attack from being carried out by terrorists against important infrastructure. By taking part in this program, a country or organizations could prevent their cyber assets from being manipulated from the act of terrorism. It is also important for every country to strengthen their capacities of law enforcement to prevent any misuse of the ICT for any terrorism actions. When cybersecurity measures are taken, we could stop the terrorism cybersecurity issues.
Crucial strategy and weapons against terrorists involve disrupting its financial lifeline of terrorists. Government globally deploy targeted financial sanctions, freezing assets, and restricting transactions to undermine extremist activities. Intelligence agencies collaborate to swiftly identify and track intricate financial networks supporting terrorism. Financial institutions fortify themselves with stringent regulation and advanced Know Your Customer (KYC) measure. Authorities intensify efforts to combat threat-based money laundering, closing another avenue for terrorists. Public and private sector unite, sharing the resources to create a formidable barrier against terrorist financing. In the digital realm, efforts are underway to monitor and disrupt terrorist networks as threat-based money laundering channels exploited by terrorists. Together, we focus on these financial strategies, building a world where financial terrorism blocks and chokes, rendering it powerless.
In conclusion, the existence of ISIS has impacted global affairs greatly. Their objective establishment itself is wrong because their methods such as acts of terrorism, mass killing, and human rights violation are considered morally and ethically unjustifiable. The action by ISIS does not only affect Iraq and Syria but also to other countries around the world. This can be seen through the Paris attack in 2015, which shocked the world. The damage done by ISIS does not only limit to humans, where they are denied their human rights, but also to non-living things, which can be illustrated through the destruction of cultural heritage in Iraq and Syria. Not to be forgotten, Islam, a religion that is heavily affected by ISIS. This is because there are individuals who think that ISIS is Islam, which in reality is wrong, as Islam itself is a peace religion. Not only religion, Muslims have to bear the music where there is Islam community being criticized in social media and treated badly in real life. Therefore, we recommend 3 suggestions to address the issue by tackling the socio-economic problems, cybersecurity measure, and blocking the flow of terror financing. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.